Like any writer out there, we try to read as much as we can, right? Unfortunately, when you're juggling work, social life, your hobbies, and writing, it's kind of hard to find a book and keep reading it. And for me, I haven't been able to read a whole lot every year. Booktubers like Pull Banana Books or like Jesse the Reader, they're reading a ton of books, or at least it seems like it anyway, throughout the year, like over 15. For me, I can't read that much. I try to, but then life kind of hits me in the face and is like, no, you can't read, or no, you don't have the energy to read. I've been thinking about doing a quarterly goal reading list where I pick out at least 2 books to read or try to read throughout each month. Usually it takes me over a month to read a single book, mostly because I'm lazy or don't feel like reading, or on the other end of the spectrum, I'm just too busy with writing and social life and all that jazz. But I picked out a list of 6 books, 2 for each month for this next quarterly session, but from April to June. So here they are. So the first thing that I want to read from now until when I try to get to finish it before April ends, I want to read Ash Princess. I already have my little thing in there. So I've had Ash Princess for a couple of years, I think since 2018, and I saw it on the shelf, especially since I've been wanting to read more fantasy, and I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. So I've had this on my list for quite a while, and now I really want to try to get into it. The next one on my list for April is to try to read UnWholly by Neal Shusterman. And I recently got this for Christmas, and I recently just read Unwind. Unwind was spectacular, and I actually had Unwind like as wanting to read the series for quite a while, for like years. I think it's been since 2015.
Just a sec. Sorry, I missed that. Could you say it again?
And with Unwind, it took me a while to read because I bought the book last year. I read it later on in the year after, I want to say, a couple months of not reading it. And when I finally finished it, I was like, okay, now on to the next book. And I had been waiting to like try to get through all the books that I have. And I can't do that because there's way too many books that I own that I haven't read yet. I've read just about all of these books right here on this shelf. Underneath the shelf, though, are all the books that I haven't really read. But I really want to get to UnWholly, and I'm extremely excited to see where all the characters go. The next one on my list that I have been really wanting to read is A Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. So Glass Sword, I recently bought this a couple months ago because I had just finished reading Red Queen in January, and I'm in love with Red Queen. I think it's one of my new favorite series, or trilogies, or whatever, ever since The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games is my ultimate favorite trilogy, and I can't wait for the new book to come out. Who's excited? But ever since that I've read Red Queen, I really want to read this. This is my top book for May. the next one is 13 by Steve Cavanagh. So I was in Barnes & Noble one day, I want to say last year, and I was looking through all the sections of like what should I buy, because there's just so many books when you go into a bookstore and you're just like, is there a way for me to buy the entire store? And I noticed 13. And at the time I was in the middle of revising my murder mystery. And I was trying to find a good murder mystery to like dive into. Well, I saw 13 on the new release shelf. And I was like, ooh, that sounds a little interesting. So I read the back of where the killer is on the jury for his murders. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to read that. And I haven't been able to yet, but I'm hoping to in May. So the next book on my list for June now is The Stars We Steal. This baby just came out recently, and it's Alexa Dunn's brand new book. It's her second one. And I love Alexa Dunn. She has amazing videos. I'll link her stuff below. But I have been wanting to read this ever since she had announced that it was coming out. And it just sounds so good. So it's funny because it takes place in the same universe as her debut novel, Rightly Burning. And this book was really good. Can't wait to read it. My final book is Six of Crows. And ever since I had seen this all over BookTube and all over Bookstagram, I've been like, I need to read this. And what I love the most is the black and red pages. So beautiful. But I can't wait to read this too. So that is all of my books that I'm going to be reading, or hopefully trying to read until June. So hopefully we will see where that takes me, and I will give reviews and other things. Hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!